Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for some of that sweet, easy React content. And this time, I have to disclose something. Although I don't sound like it, am an American. I'm exclusively American. I'm not dual citizenship, British and American. I'm exclusively American. I was born in the US. I was born in a little place called Auburn, New York. And I moved over here when I was about 6. Why is this important? As everyone knows, Americans are incredibly historically and geographically ignorant, and I am no exception. Today, we're going to be looking at a trailer for a documentary, a Netflix documentary. So consider this your warning. Do not take anything I think is true too seriously. I may mess up extremely horribly. Before we start watching, what do they say about this trailer and about this show? From executive producer Jada Pinkett-Smith comes a new documentary series exploring the lives of prominent and iconic African queens. So it's just starting with Cleopatra the 7th. There are a bunch of other Cleopatras, right? And it's not a coincidence, like, you're the queen, you're Cleopatra, right? This season will feature Cleopatra, the world's most famous, powerful, and misunderstood woman. A daring queen whose beauty and romances came to overshadow her real asset, her intellect. Cleopatra's heritage has been the subject of much academic debate, which has often been ignored by Hollywood. Now our series reassesses this fascinating part of her story. If you've seen any of the drama surrounding this, the casting of Cleopatra has been a subject of great controversy. They have casted her as black. Not, let's be specific, not Egyptian but dark-skinned. Specifically black. Not Greek but dark-skinned. Black. Not mixed. Not, it's a suggestion that maybe, look, okay, we have Ptolemy the First, whatever. Maybe down the line there was some mixing. Maybe she's mixed and dark-skinned. Nope, just she's black. And they're presenting that as the corrected record. This is what's actually true. So while there's a knee-jerk to call people criticizing or talking about the casting racist, I think it's maybe the biggest point of it. Look at what they're saying about it. It's being ignored. It needs to be talked about. Are they going to talk about it in the trailer? Spoiler, I've had a little peep at it. They do. I can't argue too much on knowing the facts. I can't argue from having a historical background. But what they say itself in this trailer is sus. The points made in this trailer are very, very strange. And I'll be interested to see how it's presented in the final product. So, let's crack on.
There was a time long ago.
Documentary, this is true. Everything you see is true.
When women ruled with unparalleled power.
They have to say that, right? Because of who they're trying to appeal to, but isn't Cleopatra the ruler who killed herself because she was about to get owned? That doesn't sound unparalleled. Is there are probably, well, there are definitely short periods where there are rulers whose power can be said to be unparalleled, but I don't think this is one of them. If your main character, if the main figure you're looking at killed themselves because they were going to get absolutely just owned by an opposing force, I don't think the line you go with is "There's a time when women ruled with unparalleled power." This ain't one of those times.
As warriors, queens, mothers of nations.
Yo, it's like she's literally giving birth to the nation. Girl power.
And there is none among them more iconic than Cleopatra.
What about Margaret Thatcher, sweaty? I don't know. Just cut this out. I'm saying this to myself later when I snip this up.
I would die for Egypt. What would you die for? I am ISIS.
Coming back to how she died. I feel like normally when you say I would die for XYZ, it means you'll do everything you can for it, to the point where you'd have to be killed to be stopped. She killed herself, bro. She went, nah, fuck this, we're losing, peace out. Right? Am I wrong? I said at the start, I don't know.
As long as she's alive, she is the pharaoh.
My father's
Probably true.
will names me co-ruler of Egypt.
Sounds right.
Julie.
I don't know what I'm doing. I shouldn't comment on anything factual. I should just comment on what's said in this, okay? I need to chill. Just watch.
Caesar is aware that Cleopatra is one of the best educated women in the Mediterranean.
He wants to be king to Cleopatra's queen.
There is no future without the past.
That's fucking deep. That's deep. That's kind of sinister if you take it as a meta statement. Is that a wink? Is that a wink to my like Afrocentric black Hebrew Israelite brothers? We're not going to have a future unless we change the past to align with us in such a way that we are the most important people in every context. I don't know, maybe I'm reading too deeply.
She was using these relationships with Mark Antony to protect herself and her country.
There is no Rome without Egypt.
To go from women ruled with unparalleled power to she used relationships with Mark Antony to protect herself. I feel like that's a crossed wires and messages. You don't have to like add some sort of broader message when it's meant to be documentary material. Just say things. Just say it. It is how it is, brother. If I made a documentary, it would be voiced over by a southern guy with a really strong accent. And he'd just be saying, like, there'd be some fucked up stuff, some cringe stuff, a ruler doing something cringe, whatever. And he'd just come on every time that happened and go, it is what it is, brother. History's dirty. Not, he's a real bro. The strongest man of all time. Just, it is what it is, brother. Every time.
Cleopatra was trying to save the country that she loved from destruction.
I did what I had to do to protect what is mine.
This is a woman exercising power.
Is that line? Is that the most generic description of a female ruler possible? Isn't that just true of anything a female ruler does in her capacity as a leader? I don't know. What a weird line to put in your trailer. It's clearly meant to be like a hyped line, like, yes! But it doesn't. It's not saying anything.
Cleopatra was a Ptolemaic ruler. The very first Ptolemy is a general of Alexander the Great.
It's possible that she was an Egyptian.
I imagine.
How? I mean, I guess, again, like I said, limited historical and geographical expertise, okay? Extremely limited, not even worthy of being called expertise in such a limited capacity. Is it just like a total lie that she's descended from the first Ptolemy of the Macedonian Greek Ptolemaic dynasty? She's not descended from a Greek guy at all? If that's not the case, then she'd be like mixed. If we're talking ethnicity-wise, mixed. If we're talking nationality-wise, I guess, because it's the Ptolemaic Greek still. So I'm assuming they're not talking about nationality like she was in Egypt. She was born there, so she's Egyptian. They're talking ethnicity. She'd be at least mixed. She wouldn't be of the people of Egypt before the Ptolemaic dynasty. Maybe mixed. I guess that's possible. Sure, right? But not like they're presenting it. And that wouldn't make her black. To me, even African, dark-skinned and African, which, I mean, if you're dark-skinned and Egyptian, you're dark-skinned and African. That's different to black.
Imagine her to have curly hair like me and a similar skin color.
I remember.
Are you going to make that man cry? He believes she looked like him. Are you going to make him cry? You're going to say, no, I don't think so? How dare you? How dare you?
I remember my grandmother saying to me, I don't care what they tell you in school, Cleopatra was black.
Source her grandmother. A lot of people harp on this and are like, I don't care what they tell me in school. That's fine. If you're If you're like, I was told by the noted Egyptologist so-and-so Egypt Lord the Third, and he has Omega knowledge, he's dedicated his life to this, he's got all this evidence, he's put this together, he thinks he knows why she was depicted a certain way when she didn't really look like that, maybe he has cultural analysis of why they depict her different, whatever, and they're like, I don't care what they say in schools, to kids nowadays, that's trash, it's inaccurate. Fine. My granny told me, though. Who's your granny? Who's your grandma? I don't care. My granny told me some fucking crazy shit as she was dying. Insane shit. I don't then believe that. Because it's from my granny.
She has become an icon.
I am a god. Queen of kings.
Her story resonates with every woman.
That's a hype line, but maybe I should go check. Maybe I should go out and just ask a bunch of women, hey, does Cleopatra's story resonate with you? Does the need to use relationships with powerful men to protect yourself and your nation, does that remind you of your daily life? Hello, worker at corner shop. Do you feel like a queen? Cleopatra was black. Giant N appears on the screen. What are they doing here, bro?